Hello, good morning, everybody. Coming back to my page again. And the topic today we're talking about is how to find a house. So let's find a house. Let's see how we're gonna do. Okay, there's a proper way that we have to follow. Sometimes people doing it, but they doing a different way, and they didn't know that that is not how it's work. And that's why I'm doing the video today, so that I can show everybody the proper way. And my phone number is on the top corner right there. If you take a look on the screen, that's my phone numbers. If you have any question or concern, please call me anytime. My time is very flexible. If for some reason I don't respond or pick up the phone call, feel free to give me a text message and I'll respond as soon as I'm become available. Alright, let's go to the very first step, how to find a house. The very first thing to find a house is that you have to get a pre-loan approval. To get a pre-loan approval, you need to get a lender. Get all the paperwork ready and sent to the lender. And that lender gonna work on the paperwork, pulling out anything that they need and send it to your email, and you just follow the step, okay? The very first thing to get you started, to get you a loan approval. There's a reason why I'm saying that, because you don't know how much you qualify for. You don't want to waste your time randomly going to any houses and thinking that you can buy it. Okay, you might not qualify to buy it because you may be qualified for something less than that. Like you're looking for a house for 500,000, but for some reason you find out in the last minute you only qualify to buy for like $400,000 house. Then you end up wasting your time, and that's the reason why I'm saying you need to get a pre-loan approval first. Okay. And what's the lender gonna do? The lender gonna need all the incomes information, access information, and pull the credit to see, what type of loan that they can get for you, and how do they get you started to get you a pre-qualification. Okay. And there's a few things you can expect when applying for a loan. So they're gonna pull a credit to review your credit, and you need to have proof of your income, your cash ready, okay, for like down payment, for closing costs. Of course, buying a house, you need to have down payment and closing costs. A minimum down payment at 3.5%, and you can down as much as you want if you have more money. And then gift money. If you have gift from someone, relative, mom and dad, sister, father, whatever. And then your past references, for identification, you also need a ID, driver license, green card, U.S. citizenship, passport, things like that. And your fixed and other income, like your alimony, your child support, your 401k, whatever extra income that you have, you need to disclose that to the lender. So the lender can pull out all the source of income and sort it out so that they can know what type of loan they can get you started. Maybe they can save you some money if they know exactly what's going on about your financials standing. Okay. And you need financial asset. You need proof of if you have any property that you own. And if you have divorce document, you need to show that to the lender so that they know, okay, you are in the divorce stage or marriage stage, thing like that, so they know how to do the paperwork for you properly. And then keep your credit scores very good stage, like you don't spend a lot of money on your credit card. Okay, trying to spend a minimum amount of less than 15%, and trying to pay your minimum payments every month, and don't leave it overdue, and then having late fee, and it's gonna pull your credit down. So don't try to max out your credit either. Some people think that they max out their credit and then paid it off, and thinking that's a good way to bring that credit up, but no, that's just not how it's work. You need to maintain your credit for less than 15%, okay? And that's is a good way how to maintain your credit score. If you have any question or concerns, how to keep your credit score in a good standing, call me at any time, and then I will give you a walkthrough how you can maintain your credit. Okay. And the next step that get you ready to buy a house is that you need to get an agent. Without an agent, you don't have anyone to represent you and work for you, doing all the homework for you, looking out for you for legal document. And of course, working with an agent, you need an agent agreement with the realtor. So then that agent will have commitment to work with you, and that agent will look for you for any legal document, your personal interest, and doing all the homework for you, knowing your inquiries and looking for the house at the area that you want, and follow all the inquiries like you need a 3 bedrooms, 4 bath, you need a location in whichever city you want. That agent will be able to do the homework and show you all the houses that meet your requirement. You understand that? But also, there's a most important thing is that you need to have an agent agreement. Without the agent agreement, that agent is not working for you. You need to have an agent agreement so that it's the agent and you can become clients. The relationship is different. You become automatically become the clients, and you have an agent who can represent you and negotiate and looking for you for any legal document and your personal interest. Okay, it's very important to have an agent representing you. So don't be afraid to don't sign the agent agreement. If you're afraid of signing the agent agreement, and then you can interview a few of them and try to find a very good one who you can work with and give you the time range that around working around your schedule, and knowing that this agent knowing what she's doing, and she can protect you and look out for you for any legal document and personal interest. Okay. And then after you have an agent agreements already, you have a loan approval already, you're looking for all the houses that you could, and you finally end up you finding something that you really really like, and now it's time to make an offer. Okay, so when you make an offer, that agent will be sit down with you, pulling out all the homes around that area where it's close to the home that you interested, right? And it's depending on the stage, like how early that house is on the market. Is that house just on the market? How long it has been on the market? And any recent comparable home sold in that neighborhood that can give an idea that you're supposed to give the offer price. Okay, that agent will work on the homework and show you a comparable homes around that neighborhood and give you a suggest number. Of course, the person who make the final decision supposed to be the buyers. So come down to the person who make the final decision supposed to be the buyer. The agent can only give the suggestion, the opinion. This is supposed to be the good price that could make you to win the offer. So listen to the agent, but at the same time, the buyer still be the one who making the final decision. Okay, and that agent will be able to walk you through all the contingencies come inside the contracts. Like, do you want to do home inspection? And why do you want to do it? Who paying for it? And that agent will explain to you all of the inquiries, all of the contingency in the contract, and the strategies how to win the contract. Okay, how soon they can close the home. Do you need any closing cost assistance? And do you need any appraisal? You want to do appraisal? Why do you need appraisal? And who paying for it? And then why do you need the home inspection? Why do you have to do it? Can you just don't do it? And who actually paying for it? What happened after the home inspection? What is the financial contingency? And when is it closed? All of that contingency. You need to have an agent who walk you through all that process and explains to you carefully all the steps and all the terms inside the contract. After you understand everything in the contracts, yes, and then you're going to sign it. After you sign it, that means you understand fully what it is in the contract, and you are obligated to follow the contract if the contract becomes ratified. Okay, and if the seller and then if the offer, you make the offer, sending in to the listing agent, your agent write down all the offer, all the terms for you, and send it in, your contract get accepted and it's ratified. After it's ratified, the buyers and the sellers supposed to follow all the terms and conditions in the ratified contract. There's nothing can change no more. There is nothing like you coming back to the agent and like, can I do this? Even though it's not written in the contract, it's not how it's work. After the contract is already signed, it's done. You need to negotiate whatever it is before everybody sign. So make up your mind what you want, and the agent will write it down for you in the contract. And after it's signed, it's ratified, then it's done. Okay, there's nothing you can change no more. Make sure you really understand it before you sign it. Okay, and so after the contract is ratified, you also need to understand the closing costs, the cash that bring to close. Okay, so the closing costs, it usually including the loan fee, the property tax that pay for the county in advance, the transfer tax, local transfer tax, the title fees, the HOA fees. Is optional depending on which property that you're buying, that's community have HOA or not. Then there's HOA gonna kick in. And home insurance, of course. Any house that you're buying, either you're buying cash 100% or using loan, you still have to pay for the home insurance. Okay, and all of these costs together is approximately about 3% of the purchase price. Okay, understand that. And that is the closing cost. Okay, and the cash to close is additional between combined between the down payment and the closing costs. So these closing costs I'm talking about is all the fee associated when you are buying the home. Okay, you have to pay for those fees when you're buying the home. But another thing that you have to calculate in there too is a cash to close. It's how much are you down, depending on how much you want. You want a down minimum down payment 3.5, then you need to adding on the top of the 3% closing cost another 3.5%. So now your cash to close is 6.3, actually 6.5. Okay, so that's the minimum cash to close for each home when you're buying a house. Okay, and then after the contract ratified, time to close the home. When you're closing the home, and usually when the contract is ratified, it takes like 3 to 4 weeks to get done. And everybody come at the settlement, they sign the contract, and the seller get the money, the buyers get the key and become officially owner. All right, so that is all the step how you buying the house. Okay, and you still have any question, feel free to call me. You can call me anytime and I will pick up the phone. If I don't pick up the phone, just feel free to give me a text message. Well, this slide right here is just going to show you the general idea what is the home inspection. Okay, home inspection is the person that the buyer's hiring to do the home inspection. That person going to come in and check everything inside the house, check the roof, the AC unit, the heating unit, water heater unit, and appliances inside the house, the foundation of the house, or the outlet inside the house, electrical panel, and all of that, to see the picture of the house, how is what's happening with the house, like what's problem with the house, and that fee the buyer is supposed to pay for the home inspection. The buyer can waive the home inspection is optional. Okay, so this contingency is optional, and the buyers have to pay for it. And sometimes there's a strategy how to win the home is that the agent gonna suggest you to just wait the home inspection just because there's so many competitors and the house looking good condition, so you may not even need the home inspection. You might want to take the risk of not doing the home inspection but come down, it's still going to be the final person who making decision is the buyer. The agent can only give the opinion and giving the information, telling them, advise them what's good and what not, doing the home inspection, the risk of not doing it and why not doing it. And after you understand everything, you make your final decision and tell your agent, and your agent will write it down in the contract to do the home inspection or not doing the home inspection. And the buyer is paying for it, okay? For some reason you decided not to buy the home anymore after the home inspection, you losing that fee, okay? The buyer is losing that fee. Nobody paying it back because you actually hired a professional home inspector to do the inspection for the home. Of course, you cannot get that fee back, okay? And the appraisal contingency. What is the appraisal contingency? After the contract is ratified, you have so many contingency in the contract. You got the home inspection contingency, but you also have the appraisal contingency. So what is it? It's the professional person, the appraiser who coming in to do the calculation, how measuring how what is the value of the home. And that person is licensed, and then he is a professional one that can giving a exactly value of the home. And who is paying for it? The buyer is going to be the one who paying for this fee, okay? And it's mandatory from the lender. Anytime you using loan to buy the house, you're supposed to do the appraisal, and it is mandatory, okay? If for some reason you waive the home inspection, but the main term meaning waive the home inspection is that you still doing the home inspection, but the term of waive the home inspection is just meaning that you're gonna make up the difference in cash. If for some reason the appraisal is become lower than the offer price, okay, I'm gonna talk more about the appraisal problem. What happened if the appraisal doesn't match the price, higher or lower? What happened between that, and how you can negotiate, how the agent can negotiate right there if the appraisal is lower than the offer price, okay? I can talk about it in the next video, but right now I just want to tell you that what is the appraisal contingency. It's the person who very professional in and coming in to giving the value for the home and send to the buyer and the lender, so the lender know the value of the home is actually meet the offer price or even higher than the offer price, that even better, so they can give you the loan, okay? Because the lender can only give you the loan amount based on the appraisal value, okay? They won't give you anything more than the appraisal value, okay? Because they don't want to lose their money, okay? That's the one who giving you the money to buy the house. That's why it's mandatory to do the appraisal. And the financing contingency. What is a financing contingency? Is when you're getting a pre-loan approval. What is mean pre-loan approval? Meaning you're sending them all the document that you need. You're sending them all the income, the access, and everything supposed to send in to get you a pre-loan qualification, right? But it doesn't mean that the lender actually guarantee, warranty 100% going to give you the loan, because they have to go and investigate based on the document that they give you give them. Like, you still having a job while you buying the house? When you are giving the document to them and get a pre-loan qualification, it's like a couple months before, and you taking like 2 or 3 months to buy, looking for houses, and at the time you winning the house, you ratify the contract, it's like a couple months later on, and that time the lender just knowing whatever it is at that time, but 2 or 3 months down the road, do you still having a job? Your job still the same, and your income still the same, and that's why it's called a pre-loan qualification. Okay, and after the contract is ratified, the lender gonna do the investigate one more time, and that's why it's called financing contingency. They're gonna do the whole running the paperwork one more time, doing all the investigation. Take like three weeks to 4 weeks to get done, and after all the document submitting, the condition is clear, then the loan is clear, the lender gonna give you the final clear to close, and that day you can come and do the agent can schedule a settlement based on whatever day that the lender giving the permit to close. Okay, of course in the contract sometimes it's gonna say 30-day, sometimes it's gonna say 35-day close, but it's really depending on the lender. Also, if the lender say not clear to close yet, then there's a chance it's not going to close. Everybody have to wait, and there's no option. Okay, even though the contract say 30-day close, but it doesn't mean that it's really have to close in 30 days if the lender say no to it, right? And it depends on how the agent can speak to the seller, and telling the seller what's happening, and the seller have to sign the addendum to extending the settlement day according to the lender requirement. Well, the settlement need to extend to this day and this day. All right, so of course the seller have to agree on that, and that's what we call financing contingency. This is to protect the buyers. And then sometimes I always write 21-day financial contingency, just so for instance within 21 day or something, the buyer end up losing their job, something happened with the buyers, so then the lender can giving like a loan denial letters, and then the buyer's agent will have that letter and send out to the listing agent and cancel the contract and get all the money, deposit money back for the buyer. So that's why you don't lose the deposit money. Okay, and this financing contingency is to protect the buyer, and that's why the buyer is never afraid of losing your deposit money. There is a clause called financing contingency. It's going to protect you from losing your deposit money. If the bank say not clear to close, that means the financing contingency is still valid. Okay, and of course the last step is to do a settlement. At the time doing the settlement, the final day, the buyer collect the key and then become officially owner. Okay, that's a wonderful day, beautiful day for the buyers. Of course, everybody happy. And that is the last step, how to find home, the process from step 1 to the last step, how to find home in the proper way. Okay, if you still have any question, feel free to call me at my number 240-579-4888, and I'll be more than happy to answer the phone from you. Okay, call me anytime, no problem. If I don't pick up the phone, just text me, and it's okay. I'll respond you as soon as I become available. All right, so my phone number is right there on the screen. One more time. My name is THAO Nguyen, and I am the real estate agent for the Bay Area Group RE/MAX THAO Center. Thank you so much for everyone who following my page and listen to my video. If you happen to like it, and don't afraid to click like to follow me more on the next video. Thank you so much, and I wish you are having a wonderful day.